What up, what up? Welcome back to the Sneaker History Podcast. We got something a little bit different for you today. Mm-hmm. I'm with my guys, Mike and Rowett. Guys, how you doing?
Good, man.
We're doing great.
So we decided to do a shortened episode, if you will, and rather than get into like the business side and the bells and whistles of our normal episodes, what we wanted to do with this is kind of break it down into a particular shoe model, a particular player in this case, and give you our starting five. So we're gonna talk about what we have to talk about this week is Kobe's, Nike Kobe's to be specific. So I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna toss it to Rowett and let him explain the rules and regulations. The Jerry, what is it? What's his name? The not Jerry.
Are you calling me Jerry Krause and you two are Scottie Pippen? Because if that's the case, I'm off. I'm quitting right now. How dare you make me crumbs? Anyway, I digress. So as Nick has so beautifully brought up, this has been, in an unofficial sense, Kobe Bryant week. And with the most recent news that Nike and Kobe are or the estate of Kobe are ending their relationship, we came up with this hypothetical idea that Nike stops production on all Kobe Bryants, but they have one remaining pair of every colorway known to man. We get to pick our starting five, with the only caveat being no player additions. Is that fair?
Fair.
That's fair.
All right,
it was Joey Crawford. I was thinking of Joey Crawford. I was like,
I'm teeing you up. I'm teeing you up, Tim Duncan.
Throwing me out like Tim Duncan sitting on the bench laughing, you know?
Alrighty, so we've made this a snake-style draft because we're all fantasy football heads. So with the first overall pick, it's on you, Mr. Gilroy. What do you got?
Whew. All right, with the first pick, I'm going to choose the Orange County Kobe 6.
Ooh. Excellent. Any particular reason why, or do we want to keep it moving?
Man, one of the ones I've always wanted when it came out, part of that whole LA All-Star pack, and it was supposed to come out again as a Pro-Tro, and it looks like I'm still not going to get a chance to get it, so that's why it's top of my list.
Fair enough. Alrighty, Nick.
All right,
your first overall pick. What are you taking?
I'm going nostalgia, and I'm going to go with the Carpe Diem Force.
Okay.
Simply because my pair that I have is the originals and it's falling apart. I need some restoration services. Shout out to Mario and Barry.
They'll definitely hook you up if you're on our Discord. I will follow a similar path as the first pick in this round. I will go with a pair of Kobe 6s, but I will go with the Barcelona FC Kobe 6s just because of the fact that it combines two of my favorite sports and it's a colorway we don't see too frequently. So I'm all about that Mango 6.
That's a fantastic pick.
Fantastic pick. I'll take that. And then as we're snaking around, we're already in round 2, and I will make my next pick. And I will go with the Nick Engvall route, and I will pick a Kobe 4. But in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with, yet again, a scintillating color, and I'll go with the Kobe 4 Preludes. That purple pop art feel was just something we hadn't seen before, and I think the Preludes kind of get underrated in the grand scheme of all Kobe designs.
Yep. God dang, another good pick. This is actually tougher when we get down to it. I'm like, I just want to be good enough, everybody.
All right, so Nick, I think Nick is up next.
Yeah, Nick.
I'm up next. All right, so I'm going to go oof. Man. Okay, I got to go Kobe 11 Faded Black Elite. Kobe 11 Elite Faded Black. Because most important shoe, arguably one of the most important shoes of Kobe's career. I think it has to be. It probably should have been my first pick. I should have removed my own personal ego out of this and thought about the bigger picture and made that my first choice. But thankfully, I'm one ahead of Mike in this round, and tough luck, Mike.
Right there. You know what? It's fine. We're gonna go back with Kobe, just dropping just nasty amounts of points on people. I'm gonna go keep it classic with the 81 point Kobe 1.
Okay.
That's a historical reference, like historical purposes. I don't have to explain that.
But you do have to explain your next pick, Mike. What do you have for round 3?
Next one, I have probably one of the more coveted Kobe's is going to be the Galaxy Kobe 7.
Good choice.
Good pick.
Oof.
All right. Nick, that's a tough one to follow. What are you thinking?
All right. I am going to go – oh, man. I'm going to go with I'm going to go back to my own personal satisfaction here. The shoe that I regret not buying when it came out, probably the most out of any Kobe release in history, is the Dark Knight 5. That shoe is so beautiful to me.
I love that shoe.
And why I didn't buy that, I have no idea.
So this is my first shock of the draft because there is a gentleman on our panel that reps that comic book life, and I can't believe this one got past him. So I'm not going to mention names.
We're not done yet. I have a backup plan. Don't you worry.
He's got a backup plan. The backup plan.
Contingency plans like Batman. You gotta know what's up.
Fair enough. So I will break from the pattern and I will go for an even number model and I will go for the Kobe 8. And in this particular variety, I'm going to go the What the Kobe 8s because I just love a good mismatched shoe. And that to me is the gold standard right now.
Yeah.
As I'm putting that down, I'm already back to what would be my fourth pick. And you know what? I will go with another sort of mismatched shoe, something that I think made my jaw drop the first time I saw it because I'd never seen such execution done brilliantly, and that is the Kobe 10 HTM race car. That orange green was just fantastic.
Dang. It's a good pick all
right,
around.
Nick, what do you got for your fourth pick?
All right, I'm gonna follow your lead there, and I'm gonna go with the Kobe 10, but I'm gonna go with the Mamba Curials. That pink,
yes,
so good, so good.
The Bret the Hitman Heart colorway for us wrestling fans. That is a vibrant pink.
Such a good shoe. All right. So it's my turn now, and I am going with the Christmas sweater / Christmas light Kobe 8.
Underrated pick there.
Yep.
Love that shoe.
Definitely underrated.
All right, Mike, I think you get to start the last round off.
Man, this was tough. I think my final pick is going to have to be – this is tough, but I think we'll go with Chaos Kobe 5 as my final pick.
Some people just want to see the world burn, and Mike is one of those people. So we go from the Joker to the Dark Knight himself. Nick, what are you following up with?
Oh, man, last pick. I feel guilty because I'm not going to say the Grinch. I feel guilty, but
I don't anymore.
I'm going to throw a complete curveball here, and I'm going to say the Premium Goods Kobe 1, which was super limited. It's the hype beast in me. I'm sorry. But the colorway, the reason specifically is the colorway was the one colorway that I could remember that on the Kobe 1 that didn't have gold, which I can pass as a Sacramento Kings colorway. So there you have
it. Fair enough. And so with the last pick in the first annual My Starting Five Fridays, I will go for the Kobe silhouette that I think is probably the most over and underrated at the same time, which is a 7 because it's a very polarizing shoe. And I will go with the Kobe 7 Preludes. And I know that there's a lot of other 7 colorways that I think probably our listeners are into, but I just like the fact that the Prelude art motif was just so consistently done. So that's mine. So if we want to go over our picks, I'll go ahead and get us started. So my first pick was the Kobe 6 Barcelonas, followed by the Kobe 4 Preludes. Then we have the Kobe 8 What the Kobe's, followed by the Kobe 10 race card. And now I just concluded with the Kobe 7 Preludes as well. Nick, what about you?
I went with the Carpe Diem 4s for my first. Second was the Kobe 11 Elite Fade to Black. The third was the Kobe 5 Dark Knight. Fourth, the Mamba Curial Kobe 10. And last but not least is the Premium Goods Kobe 1. How about you, Mike?
That was a hell of a – you pulled that one out of nowhere. I wasn't even thinking about that Premium Goods one. So started off with the Orange County Kobe 6. Moved on to the 81-point Kobe 1. Number 3, Galaxy Kobe 7. Number 4, Christmas Sweater, Christmas Light Kobe 8. And rounded out my 5 is going to be the Chaos Kobe 5.
Fair enough.
Solid.
And I know there's probably
solid
picks all around. And the best thing about this exercise is we left a lot on the board. So we'd love to hear from you guys listening what your 5 is. But is there any last picks we want to just kind of give a special consideration.
I think we all had pretty good lists. I think we all had at least twice what we selected. So I'm going to throw the wild card out here and say, we each get a sixth man pick.
Okay. All right, Nick, start us off because you were always in the middle.
All right, so I'm going to go completely weird on this one because most people don't appreciate the early years of Kobe's Nike line. And I'm going to go with the Orca Kobe 2.
Ooh, that's a killer shoe.
Okay. I wouldn't even, again, he's in his back pockets. He's in his bag, what the kids say right now. So, god dang, Nick. Roy, go ahead, man. I'm still mulling over.
This is tough for me, but you know what? I'll go for a personal favorite. I don't know how many people hit on these pairs, but the Kobe 8 Mamba Curials, just because it's that perfect pink plum colorway that just is eye-catching, to say the least. Anytime you wear those shoes, people are going to turn their heads and just wonder what it is you're thinking. So that's my pick, my Kobe 8 Mamba Curials.
Nice. All right, so I think I'm going to go to Nick route of one of the more early, not really as beloved models, but the Prelude Pack 3 is a beautiful shoe, and that is my sixth man.
All right.
It's a good pick.
There you have it.
It's kind of crazy. So just right off the top of my head, there are three shoes that I think should be on the top. Like if this is the top 18 Kobe colorways, one, obviously the Grinch. Two, the Kobe 7 Christmases with the purple and green were pretty wild and amazing.
That was on my list. Yep.
And on the other side of the wildness, I think like probably one of the more Kobe colorways that I associate with Kobe, even though it's not an official Kobe thing, was like the big stage Kobe 5, right? The white with gold, the like that like subtle print underneath on that 5 was just
Chef's kiss.
Yep.
Now, I will say this. I liked your Chef's Kiss suggestion. For me, the Bruce Lee originals, even though I prefer the alternates now that we've got them, but that was another synonymous shoe because Kobe was big on that iconography, if you will, of all these different pop culture artists. And having Bruce Lee immortalized in a sneaker is pretty cool. And not only that, the fact that we then saw that applied to the Kyrie line, because the Kyrie 3 is probably going to be one of my picks if we ever give Kyrie the same treatment, which we probably will in a couple of weeks. So that's it for me. Mike, what about you?
One I really want to put on here, but it was just, I still kind of kicked myself with the Miles Davis 5, the all blue one. That was a good one. Aston Martin.
Aston Martin.
How about the Moonwalker 9s?
I had that on my list. I was looking at that. It's hard. This is really difficult to make this list because although I have 6, everything else I didn't cross off. I'm like, I need invisibility cloak 7s, China 4s, or gold medal 4s.
USA 4s.
USA 5s too, man. Yeah.
USA 7s with the gold check on it after they won, or gold swoosh on it after they won.
Yep. Damn.
That's too many things.
Yeah, that just makes me, again, I said this probably 10 times before we started recording, but I just don't understand how Nike lets this partnership go away. I can't fathom it in any way, shape, or form on either side of this, to be honest. I understand the business aspect of both sides. I understand the fan aspect of Vanessa Bryant's personal desires there to get the fans the shoes. Yeah. But damn, the more I look at all these colorways, the more we talk about it, the more I'm just like, whew, that was a hell of an 18-year run that Kobe had with Nike. Arguably better than Jordan's first 18 years with Nike.
Less is more. You have to trim the fat with the Jordans. You can't with the Kobe's.
Yeah. I will wear each and every one of Kobe's 1 through 11. It'd be perfectly fine. There's not one maybe not 1 through 11, and they are just all just vetted out the perfect way in design. Like you come in there, I know exactly which one this one is. I can wear every one of the colorways that we talked about. Nike, go ahead and just draft a lifetime contract. Y'all know y'all wrong for that. Just go ahead and do it.
Yep.
Not only that, it's just even the most general of releases for a Kobe shoe were awesome. So I'm looking at my Kobe 8 Venice Beaches. If that's a Paul George colorway or a Giannis colorway, it would probably launch itself up into the top 10 colorway. But because it's a Kobe shoe, it's an also ran, which just speaks to the depth of Kobe as a sneaker salesman.
Yep. Dang. Yeah. Crazy. Well, that wraps up this first starting five. What did you say? Friday's starting five? That's a pretty good little
Friday five. We'll workshop the name. This is the first time we're doing it.
I just didn't want to leave out the sixth man. You know, I was thinking even like if this wasn't the Kobe episode, we might even throw like a Sam Bowie pick or a Kwame Brown pick into the mix and just, have the shoe that we would definitely get rid of before we get
that's a good wrinkle for next time.
But we'll have to save that for the next episode. Hopefully you guys enjoy this new format we're trying out. Let us know what you think. You can head over to the site. By the time you listen to this, you'll be able to vote on your picks, or on Instagram, you'll be able to vote on your picks. And then also if you want to, or vote on our picks. Sorry, let's back that up. Hopefully you all enjoyed this new variation of the podcast. I think that, for me it's really fun just because that like quick hit of making these decisions. But I think too, like more importantly, we want to know what you think. We want to know what your favorite Kobe's were. We'll put this on Instagram. We'll have it on the website. And if you guys want to comment on those places to let us know what your top 5 were, throw in the sixth man, or I don't know, hell, just leave us your top 8, your top 24, whatever, go 81 if you got to. If you're about that life, if somebody can get 81 Kobe's on a list, more power to you at that point, right? So head to our Instagram. You'll be able to see our picks, visual format on the page. Swipe through. Let us know what you think. Give us your opinions. But most importantly, make sure that you connect with Mike and Rowett and myself and at Sneaker History. Guys, let them know how they can find you.
Yep. You find me on Instagram and Twitter at MadWatcher789. You find me on YouTube at Mike Guillory, of course, on Sneaker History. Rowett, tell them where you at, bud.
I'm on Instagram at RowettM13, at Twitter, Roheezy. You already know how it is. Nick, how about yourself?
You can find me at Nick Engvall on all the platforms, but like I said, follow at Sneaker History on all the platforms. Make sure you're subscribed on the podcast, on YouTube, wherever you're taking this in. It would be really helpful if you leave us a review, leave us some feedback. Hey, even if you didn't agree with our picks today, tell us what your picks were. We'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.
Mamba out. Mamba out.